Hey there YouTube, what's up? It's JT and today I want to show you how my final product came out for my Brewers Best, my German Oktoberfest homebrew that I actually brewed on August 22nd, bottled it on September 5th, and I've got my little book here, as my notes of what I did as I was brewing this stuff. It's been so long I almost forget. So I looked in the fridge today. This is second week of February, and I realized that I haven't done my review yet. I've been wanting to, haven't had time, and this is the last bottle I got. So I'm going to do this review for you today, show you how this came out, talk about the flavors, what went wrong, what was good, whatever, and so that hopefully you can kind of correct those if you want to make something like this. And then also I'm going to review, no label on this one, but this is my Great Lakes Christmas Ale clone. This is a recipe that I kind of put together myself based on what I found online, and got some actually some information from Great Lakes Brewery themselves on trying to help me out making this. So talk about this a little bit. So the first thing I want to do is pop open this Oktoberfest. Now keep in mind this beer is almost 4 months old. Some good smoke coming off there. Something Joe D likes to talk about a little bit. Big fan of him, like his reviews. So get a little pour going on here. This is just a pretty standard pint glass. Puffed up big head for you just so you can kind of see that little white creamy head. See that nice copper color. See if I can get some light going here. See the red color. Nice and amber, kind of darker in the middle, gets lighter on the edges, but yeah, it looks pretty good. Looks like an Oktoberfest, which I guess is what we were going for. So, like I said, I've had about 50 bottles of this. This is the last one, so I'm kind of going to go through it quick. I already know what it tastes like. When I take a kind of a scent, the scent of this is kind of a little bit strange. Kind of got like a fruity, sort of a yeastiness to it, like almost like a sweet banana smell. It's just kind of overly powering on the fruitiness. I don't really smell malts. I don't really smell any hops. It's just kind of a yeasty fruit smell, and it's not exactly what I was going for. But there's a couple possibilities of why that happened, but I can't give a great this to be honest with you. That's just how it is. So there it is. There's the color. Smell, not great. I will admit that. So get a little taste. It's kind of got a strange sourness to it. The body on this is pretty light, actually. It's definitely nothing special. It's nothing that I would like to drink habitually. I'll say that. But it's got you can taste the cascade hops, which they came with the recipe, and I bought all the kit in the box and everything. And so this is pretty a mild lager, amber lager. It's definitely, there's no strong hop characteristics, no strong malts to it. It's basically here's a amber lager in a box, and brew together, following the instructions, and this is what you're going to get. I won't say that it's awful. I will say that I feel it could definitely be more malty. If you're going to brew this, you're going to buy the kit. I would definitely suggest picking up either just some lager malts, a little bit to add to the body, or even something like a Belgian like special B, like a 140 Lobby Bond roasts, just something like that to throw in there, just to get a little bit more body to it. Because to me, this tastes pretty much like alcohol and yeast, with that sort of strange fruity taste, not the bitterness so much. If I was going to rate this beer, barely a thumb. I've had it for a while, not a big fan, but definitely if I was going to brew this again, which I will, I'm not going to use the kit, and if I do use the kit, I'm going to modify it. Now, the alcohol content on this is something, let me see, something 6, just barely 6%, like 5.8 something. And so, you know, it's got a little bit of a kick to it in the alcohol content, but in reality, it's not. It's not nothing too great, and it's not a heavy beer. So be careful using these kits. I wouldn't say it's bad, but if you like craft beer, you're not going to be thrilled with this. All right, let me clean the palate there, get rid of some of that Oktoberfest. It's always nice to have a couple sips of water in between whenever you're drinking beers. All right, so here it is. Here's my Christmas ale, and like I said before, this is something that designed based off forum websites. Looking at it, this is Great Lakes clone, and so I sent the brewery an email and I asked them about, you know, some special things that they put into it. How do they get that characteristic flavor of a Great Lakes Christmas ale? And so they actually responded in an email and they let me know, hey, here's, you know, we're going to use ginger, we're going to use cinnamon, and what quantity to use. And so I'll put all that in the info. So check it out, you know, if you want to see how that, what goes into this. But I'm going to take the top off here now. This is something that's been overly carbonated, and that was my fault, definitely. There's some good smoke coming off this. And so I'm going to pour this into just a little tulip glass. I don't know, just because it's fun, I guess. And so I got to be real careful with this because the head on this really puffs up. Now I used corn sugar actually, because before in my Oktoberfest it was a little bit flat, and so I didn't get the I didn't quite get the carbonation that I wanted. But this, I think I overdid it. You can see it. You know, I poured that really slow, and that puffed way up. But then again, these glasses sort of accentuate a head, so what can you expect? But you can see this is much darker now. This is something that I put almost 3 pounds of malts into, and you can, you know, definitely this definitely has a stronger body to it. Really hoppy smell. I don't get the fruitiness. I don't get the yeastiness like I got out of the Oktoberfest, but there's a very, very strong cascade hops smell to it. Now, what I did differently in this is I hopped it 3 times during brewing, and I dry hopped it twice. And so I was using cascade hops, fuggles, and goldings, which, once again, you can check the recipe on the side. Now I'll show you how I made this. And hops are phenomenal. This beer is very balanced. You can smell the hops straight away. You can sort of smell the ginger, which I'm a big fan of. Cinnamon a little bit, and you know, hoping this would come down a little bit. We'll sneak a sip out of it anyways. Why not? That's just fantastic. That's phenomenal. I'm more than thrilled with the way this turned out. Definitely sort of a nice bitter bitiness to it, like Great Lakes Christmas Ale has, yet with the subtle undertones of spices from the ginger and the cinnamon. I use a little roasted malts, roasted barley, some of the that 140 Lavivon Special B that I was talking about, to add a little bit of that characteristic towards the body. But the hops dominate this beer, and I feel that's the way it should be. This, if I was going to go pick a 6-pack of Christmas Ale and compare it to this, yeah, there's definitely a difference, I will say that. But the way this turned out, I can't be more than happy with. Big, thick head, sticks around forever, pretty much. And, you know, it's got a nice red color. There, you can't see it too well in the video. Kind of get a good picture of that. It's almost like a garnet red. Geologist, I can't help it, but yeah, kind of a garnet red, and it's just very, very nice looking. Smells good, tastes good, and this is something that I would not have a problem with having around all the time. And I, in fact, plan on it. Should be making another batch as soon as I can, and I want to make it more in the style of an ESB this time. Get rid of some of the spices and just go with the spring beer, just some nice high acidity cascade hops and things like that. So the only suggestion I have with this is I'm going to try to put the adjustment that I would have for the amount of corn sugar in the recipe. But if you have any more questions about this, feel free to message me and I'll explain everything that you need to know. And if you want to make good craft beer, it's going to take time, it's going to take a lot of patience, but you're going to get a good product. Oh man, that one's for free, right? Anyways, so yeah, just put the time and effort into it, and you're going to get something that you're going to be proud of. And I've more than exceeded my expectations with this beer. Thanks for watching.